Well, I've known about it for a long time because it is world famous. I mean, not a lot of plays win the Pulitzer Prize, and it has. So when these two very nice people who came to see something else I was in said, "Do you fancy playing the father?" In about 2.5 seconds, I said, "Yeah." What's it about? Well, it's universal. That's why it's so popular everywhere it plays, because it's about us all. It's about family. But if you're going to be universal, we all know you've got to be specific. And this is. Specifically, it's about a great and world-famous mathematician who in his mid-20s found that his brain collapsed. It's based on a true story, and it's a form of schizophrenia. And so first of all, it's about, you know, we all know that there are families where the very, very famous, usually man, that doesn't always have a good effect on the children. They don't always thrive because all the attention is drawn onto him. His wife has died before the play begins, so he's got 2 daughters. One daughter, the older one, with whom he's never had that much in common, decides to get out of Chicago, where they live, and go and make her life in New York. And she's not a bad woman. She actually pays for the house in Chicago and all, but she wants to get the hell out of it, you know. The younger daughter turns out to be a great mathematician in her own right, but she gives 5 years of her creative life to looking after this helpless middle-aged man. And if it was all just that and doom and gloom, the play wouldn't be where it is today. It's actually, when I was thinking, how am I going to answer this, I run the danger of running straight into Sue's corner, but it is about the celebration of the human spirit. And it's done with great humour and, of course, underlying it all, great love, because there's a young man called Hal, the 4th character in the play, who was a pupil of this guy and is determined to find that in all the rubbish that this guy wrote when his mind collapsed, there might still be some gold. And I think we learn quite early that he loves the younger daughter. And so the play is centrally, too, about the younger daughter's possible survival, having given herself over to this guy, once he's dead. And can she reclaim her own life with the help of this guy? That basically is what the play deals with.
You said it's a Pulitzer Prize-winning play. It won Tony Awards as well. I mean, when it was here before, it was at the Donmar and the Menier Chocolate Factory, very major venues. Now the Tabard Theatre is a smaller venue. Many people won't have heard of it in Chiswick. Does it say a lot about the quality of sort of off-West End theatre that we can put on in London now?
I think so. I've done a lot of work all over the world, and I think London is lucky because there is so much talent here. And because 2 plays are very, very expensive to put on now, you find that in the big West End houses often are the safe plays or musicals which are making money, which is great. But often some of the more interesting work is done in the smaller spaces. And this is a wonderful space. It holds 90. The audience is steeply raked, so they get a really good close-up view. I think it suits. I wouldn't want to do it anywhere else because it actually suits the play so well. It's a delicate play, and it's an intimate play, and you don't have to project. You can just let the thoughts fall out of the brain, you know. So no, I think it's a good venue for it.
So it's a challenge for you as well, the intimacy, up being really close to the audience. They have you have to tailor your performances when you have a play like that.
It's actually very scary. I've learnt this a bit because for 6 or 7 years I've been doing a one-man play about Galileo, and I'd never done a one-man play before. When I first went on stage on the first night, I thought, can I actually get through an hour and 10 minutes on my own? And luckily I was in America where it happened to open. And so I thought, well, if I'm going to screw up, 4,000 miles from home is a good place then to do it. And for the first performance, I just talked at them because I was so frightened, you know, the enemy. And I've learnt to include them, talk to them. And that very much is going to be the case with the 4 of us at the Tabard, that you're always nervous. You can't avoid that. And tomorrow night we will be nervous. But you have to let the audience in rather than act at them, if you know what I mean. Let them eavesdrop on what we do.